What's up, everyone? Dark Cosmic here, back with another astrology video. Today I want to talk about how I got into astrology. So if I'm a little distracted, I'm in traffic right now, so bear with me. But so this is a story of how I was introduced to astrology, or how I found out about it. I was in high school, right? I think the 10th grade or the 11th grade, one of those grades. And I think they had these books where you could purchase like a ring, a high school ring, something like that. I wasn't going to buy the ring, but I was looking in the book, and then I saw the symbols of these astrological symbols in the book, because you could put those on the ring. So I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then I was like, I wonder which one is mine. And then it said, I went to the month of March, because I'm born in March. And then I didn't read it correctly, though. I guess I misread it in terms of the dates. And so right off the bat, I thought I was an Aries. And then ever since then, I was like, I'm an Aries, huh? And then it said a fire sign. And then when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I am a fire sign. Because up till that point, I would be making comic books and just the TV shows that I would watch growing up as a kid, from like even Power Rangers to anything really, right? I was always more attracted to the element of fire than the element of water. I didn't even like the blue character or whatever. Any element that represented water or any element that represented being chill, I didn't really like that. I preferred the fire signs, and I preferred that fire elements, like the leaders of the teams and all that. I preferred those guys. So it made sense later as I got deeper into astrology and I understood my chart as to what it is that I had, the elements that I was working with. So, but point is, I originally thought I was an Aries. So I'm looking it up and I'm like, oh yeah, this makes sense. And it really did make a lot of sense. A lot of the Aries stuff that I was reading, it really resonated with me at the time. And I really thought I was an Aries. There was some things I didn't agree with. And then there were some things I was like, wow, this really makes sense. And I think the reason for that is I have a Leo moon, and I believe that everybody, when they are children, they are more like their moon sign rather than their sun sign. And as they get older, they become more of their sun sign. But I would say women in particular, they pertain more to their moon sign more than their sun sign. Whereas men will adopt their sun sign qualities faster than their moon sign, because men are taught more to suppress their emotions and get rid of their emotions, whereas women tend to flourish more in their emotions and delve deeper in their emotions at a quicker rate. So they might stay in that child energy that they originated from, but evolve in that, become more wise when it comes to their emotions. But they'll still depict the moon sign traits versus the sun sign traits. So where was I going with that? So I found that out. It was in high school. It was a book. I thought I read it wrong, and I thought I was an Aries. And then later on, I look back at the dates again, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm a Pisces? And boy, oh boy, was I disappointed when I read I was a Pisces. I was like, oh crap, what the fuck? I'm a Pisces? Are you serious? I'm reading this thing. I'm like, yo, emotional. I was reading this. I'm like, this is some bullshit. I didn't want to believe it at all. I thought it was the biggest BS. The only thing I agreed with was the dreamy qualities of the Pisces and the imagination and all that. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I like that. I like all that stuff. The psychic stuff, I wasn't really into being a psychic or anything. I didn't give a damn about that stuff. Or the giving the shirt off your back. I was like, man, this does not sound like you. I was like, this does not sound like me at all. What the hell are they talking about? Because growing up till then, if you leave it to my brothers to describe me, they would have said I was very dominating, very aggressive, very arrogant, very authoritative, more of like a leader type of energy. Definitely not emotional, but explosive when you got me mad, right? So that's how they would describe me, right? So they wouldn't describe me as the Pisces qualities that I was reading. So it was quite funny. But as I matured more into my Piscean energies versus my Leo moon energy, which I was born with. So I stopped being as explosive. I stopped being as self-centered. I stopped being as, I stopped being as much of a leader as I was too, which was actually one of my say as kind of like a downfall of me getting into the more, because I'm not saying Pisces can't be leaders, but Piscean energy tends to more want to sit back and let things be and watch versus always trying to take charge. So I kind of took the take charge energy down a bunch of notches as well as I matured into my Piscean energy. So because I'm learning that I prefer to lead with wisdom rather than leading with just feeling like I'm a leader all the time. That's how Leo energy tends to make me feel. So after that, after high school, I figure I'm a Pisces, whatever, and I just stick with the zodiac sign Pisces, and I'm looking it up. I'm trying to figure out who else is a Pisces, trying to see similarities. And right off the bat, first thing you notice is nobody who is a Pisces is really alike. Like, all Pisces aren't really alike. So you start noticing, like, well, this is kind of bullshit, and that person's not like me. So that inspired me to delve deeper into it. I was like, there's got to be more to this than just Pisces, because first off, I'm not even interested in the water element, so this makes no sense. Why the hell am I a water sign? What a big disappointment, right? That was, to me, that was a big disappointment. I was like, I gotta be a fire sign, gotta be, So I was like, my favorite color was red, all that stuff. I love the fire. I made a comic book as a kid because I drew a lot as a kid. I'm a tattoo artist right now, but I drew a lot as a kid. I made comic books, and I always the elemental character that I would always create would always be like a fire character. I made like a comic book called Blaze and all that. I was interested in fire only, right? So I was very funny. But then, okay, I dive into astrology, and I think the main channel that I would be watching was KRS Astrology. It's very popular. It's KRS Astrology. That's the first channel, and I was watching it for the longest. And then I would read, and I would watch it. So my true introduction to astrology was Vedic astrology. So I was watching his stuff, and then that's when I learned a lot. I learned so much from his channel. But then I started to, leave his stuff as I started to read more on the internet, just looking up things. I didn't start, getting astrological books till later though. But I started reading more things on the internet in regards to astrology and my own placements. And so this is all, early 20s. I'm 28 now. So this is all like early 20s or late teens, probably like 19-ish, 21 area between those. That's when I'm like watching KRS channel and really learning my chart, really learning a lot about what it means to be, what it means to have like all these different elements in your chart and how to combine it and make sense out of it all. And then the first thing I noticed, it was hilarious. And the day I noticed, I was like, yes, it all makes sense now. It finally fucking makes sense. And I was like, because I did the birth chart reading, and I found out I had a Leo moon. So I was like, hold on. So there is another zodiac sign equally as dominant as your sun sign in your chart, and it's your moon sign. I didn't know that. I did not know that. And so that right there sealed the deal for me. I was like, okay, this is true, because now it definitely tells me why I was so fascinated with the element of fire. And then not only that, then I moved from the moon sign, and I was like, oh, my ascendant is fire as well. I had a Sagittarius ascendant. So not only do I express myself in a fire way, my personality can be very fiery, my emotions are very fiery, and then my Venus was in Aries. I was like, oh shit, I have a grand fire trine. Like, I actually have a grand fire trine in my chart. It's my dominant planet. So I was like, holy shit. So no wonder that was the element that I felt like I was mostly like, because that actually, I had the trine, the grand trine of fire. So I was like, oh, that's why I may be a Pisces, but I have a lot of fire sign traits, regardless of being a Pisces. So it's kind of like, I was like, oh, okay, so this is why you're gonna run into the zodiac signs, and they might act differently, or they can have like a night and day quality to them as well. Because I have matured into being a Pisces, and I have learned to be a lot more, laid back and relaxed. But I still have my explosive tendencies sometimes. So it never goes away. It's a part of me. So it's part of my personality. It's a part of my the way that I love. It's a part of the way that I express my emotions as well. So after KRS, the KRS channel, I think I moved into various different astrologers, and that's just when I was just picking stuff from everybody and just like, okay, this is what that is, that's what that is. All the while, I'm studying my chart again, studying more of my chart until I got like my chart down pat. And then that's when I started to look at everybody else and say, okay, so now that I understand myself fully, let me see how I can understand other people. And I started breaking down just friends charts and siblings charts and whatnot. And I became really good at that. And some people would get annoyed that I knew more about them or knew things about them that they didn't want me to really know, or I could predict things. I'm like, oh, you're doing that because of this. And they'd be like, oh, shit. They would get mad at me, but it would always be true. And then later on, you can see them coming back to me, trying to ask me questions about astrology. And it's because, yeah, dude, I was right. And I was like, I don't know, man. I always thought that was funny because later on, they come back. Like, yeah, they start asking me questions about astrology and shit. Like, yeah, it's okay, man. Go back. But anyway, after that point of me studying that and asking people, their charts and whatnot, getting their birth chart information the best that I could. Some people obviously don't carry around their birth time and whatnot, but the ones that did, cool. I learned a lot, and then I learned the different things that would make me unique, and the different things that make other people unique. And then that was just compiling data, and this is just like, it became an obsession. So every time I would run into new people, for some reason, I have like this, another thing that's weird about me, I would say, I don't know if other people are like this, but I have like this database of birthdays in my brain. Like I literally remember birthdays, or I literally remember your zodiac sign, so that I do that on purpose because I just want to know who I'm dealing with. I want to know why the fuck you're doing the shit that you're doing. Why the fuck are you doing the shit that you're doing? Why are you out here moving like that? Why are you doing that? Why was that your reaction? I want to know, and it was just that desire to know these things that caused me to dive deeper into astrology. And I think after that period of me doing a lot more studying on my own and watching those videos, I finally came across Dolo's channel, Dolo Pilot Man. Everybody knows. If you don't know Dolo Pilot Man, I don't know, but if you're into astrology, definitely need to go check out Dolo Pilot Man. And that's when I met Dolo Pilot Man, I got a reading from Dolo, and that's when it really changed a lot about how I thought about astrology, because he was so natural with it. He was more natural with the astrology than I saw other astrologers were. They're more logical with it, whereas he just kind of had like a more inner knowing and inner wisdom in regards to it. And I was like, you know what, I might cater my astrology in that way too. I'd rather do it like that than be super technical about everything. I'd rather do it more like life experience type shit. I'd rather give you information based off, if I'm talking about Libra, I'd rather give you that information based on various Libras that I've studied around me, and the fact that I was born in a household full of Libras, I'd rather use that information, because sometimes I feel like astrologers, if you click on videos, they'll just be reading stuff that they've read from an article, or just reading stuff off of just stuff that they've read off the internet. Not even like, it don't be sounding like life experience. It just be like they literally don't know, they've never experienced it, or they never tried to go out and figure out how. They never tried to experience it, I guess. But it just sounds like they're just reading something off of, like, come on, give me an experience. Let me know what was the real life experience with these, these zodiac signs. And so that's what I also went out to do. I tried to find out people's zodiac signs so that I could really give you guys a better understanding of what is happening. So, and I guess after that, people started asking me for birth chart readings, and I started to do birth chart readings. I did a few for free, and then I started to charge people for the birth chart readings. I never even wanted to, but then when I realized it was like a lot of work, it started becoming a lot of work, so then I started charging for it. But anyway, that's how I got into astrology. Originally, I thought I was an Aries, and I was definitely big mad that I was not. I was low-key salty. So, because I didn't want to be a Pisces. To this day, I don't resonate with Pisces as much as I do with Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. It is what it is. But I've realized that I have matured into Piscean energy, though. I'm like, damn, it is true, though. I do carry myself more as a Pisces now than I did as a child or in my adolescence. I'm definitely a lot more like a Pisces now. So, I don't know if that's true for you guys. Let me know in the comments your experience with your sun and moon sign. Have you matured? If you're a guy, more than likely, have you matured into your sun sign more than your moon? If you're a woman, it might be here or there. It might be hit and miss. You might have stayed in your moon sign and just matured there, or you might utilize both, or you might have evolved more into your sun sign. Depends on what kind of woman you are, in my opinion. So just a video about how I got into astrology. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace.